All right. What's up, everyone? Total impromptu live stream because I need to fix and clarify a few things. So once we get a few people in here, I will go over what happened. So as soon as someone hops on, give me a sound check. Let me know what's up, and we will get started. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. So like I said, we'll wait. We'll give people just a few minutes here to log in, and we will get started here. All right, give me 1 second here. And let's go like this. Let's go file. All right. And like I said, once someone chimes in, gives me a sound check, let me know. I will get going. I did mess up. I can totally tell you where I messed up too. And like, I got to thank Bob Spade for it, because I seriously, I was going nuts. I'm like, dude, what the heck is this guy talking about? And then I watched the video and I saw what happened. And I was like, Jesus, how the hell could I do that bad? Give me a split moment here. I'm going to try to find that up on the screen, just so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And what's up, everyone? How is everyone doing right now? All right. Like I said, I'm just going to bring up a video. I'm going to show you guys something real quick here. I'm gonna show you something. And seriously, like I totally messed up on something. Yeah, and thank you guys for the mic checks. So real quick here. So I launched a video with this thumbnail up on the screen, and hopefully you guys can see it all okay. I've got about a 10-ish second delay. Yeah, it looks okay. I got the thumbnail up on the screen of the story that I did. No big deal. Everything that was in the story was factual, right? MoneyGram was bought out by them in 2017, blah, blah, blah. But the big problem that I messed up on, and I've got the video in the screen right now. The big problem that I messed up on, and you won't see it on this, well, you might see it on this, is there is a whole segment missing in this video. Yeah, seriously, there is a 2-minute segment in this video where I start talking about China clamping down on crypto. How is this going to affect political issues? And I published this video without that. So I'm sitting here. And seriously, like, I totally apologize for everyone. That's why I'm doing the live stream. I yanked the video right away. I think it only had 260 views, so I'm hoping to capture the majority of those people right now. Otherwise, I will make sure, I will totally make sure that I cover this in other live streams. I'll probably make a mention of it in a video too. But I was reading the comments from you guys, and this is why I like the community, was I got one of the comments and someone was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. So I read a few more comments and someone's like, yeah, your timeline is really messed up. And I'm thinking, no, they did it in 2017. Like, I get it. Okay, going forward. And so I'm reading a few more comments and they're like, dude, you've lost credibility. What the hell is going on? So I'm like, okay, fine. So, and I'll tell you guys exactly what I did wrong and what I can do to make it better. And this is something that I want to share with everyone, is you can make mistakes, and I do apologize. I really do apologize for making mistakes. But the key is now I got to fix it. And I got to fix it for the people. And Bob, you can say all you want. I could have done two things, Bob. I could have said F it and let it roll, right? Get the views, get the clicks, and all the misleading stuff. Or I could have yanked the video. As soon as I read your comment, Bob, and then rewatched the video all over, I realized exactly what I did wrong. And if you want to go, seriously, you can go. Because I told you I made a mistake, and literally, Bob, within about 5 minutes of your last comment that I responded to, I watched the video over again, like as I was a viewer, and I was like, oh crap, a whole segment's missing. This looks bad. And so I fixed it. So if you want to be gone, yeah, exactly. Credibility is important. That's why I admitted I made a mistake. If you don't like someone coming on in less than 5 minutes of reading a comment, fixing it, yanking a video, and you don't think that's legit, then you seriously have some problems, all right? Like, I have put out over 200 videos, and I'm not defending my actions. Seriously, I need to be perfect, all right? I do believe in continuous improvement. I believe in perfection. But, like, legit, I put over 200 videos, and I seriously screwed up. And the reason I screwed up is because I wanted to get this video out quick, okay? There was something I was working on. I wanted to get it out quick, and it was me screwing up. Like, it was me rushing and screwing up. And so when I went through the edit of this isn't what the edit screen looks like. This is actually what the published video looks like. But when I went through this, there was a whole segment over here in my clip files that was gone, and that's my mistake. It's not an excuse. No, it's ownership of my mistake. I made a video. I published it. The video was not correct. I stopped it within like 5 minutes, dude, like seriously, 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And so no, like, I guess my thing is this, like, seriously, like I try to bring everyone, you know, credible news, and like, seriously, the story is factual. Like the whole premise of the story is right there with the political tensions that are going on with China, right? What does this imply with MoneyGram, right? With the Chinese control of money. And now we've got different political parties kind of fighting against China. You guys all see what's going on. And Bob, I do appreciate that. And that's why I came on, Bob. I did. I read your comments and I'm like, no, like I can't do this. And that's why and seriously, Bob, that's why I was confused at first. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? It's pretty clear. And like, I sent you the message. And then I'm like, well, wait a minute. Let me just watch this as a viewer. And seriously, so my mistake was just trying to chomp through this too quickly in the edit process. And that's where I messed up. Plain and simple, I messed up. And seriously, with everyone out there, like, and you guys seriously, like, hold me accountable too. Like, this isn't a bad thing. I mean, it's a bad thing, me messing up. I'm sorry about that. That is true. Me messing up is a bad thing, and that's where I need to keep improving, and that's where I will be humble and tell you all that I do make mistakes, right? I am online right now in front of everyone saying, holy crap, I totally see what Bob's talking about. I'm like, oh crap, like, holy shit, like, and sorry, I didn't mean to swear, but like I did, I'm going through this and I'm like, yeah, now I know exactly, you know what I mean? Like, and no, but like, LaJuan Williams, like seriously, like it's important because like, you know, if people are following me as a channel, I have to make sure like I'm above and beyond. And seriously, like the video is banging, the video is like a legit video. The actual segment that's missing actually ties things together in a more professional sense. And I screwed it up. I think I even screwed up to the point where I probably shouldn't even do the video because I just don't want it to be, misleading. Like I just don't, I don't know how else to put it. So like I'm trying to be sincere and tell everyone, hey, I made a mistake. And that's kind of part of, that's all part of the creative process. And something that like, just to give you guys some clarity on that I do struggle with a little bit here is, so once I get done with these videos, and I mean, like literally once I get done, like with the creation of these videos, like the filming and editing process, seriously, like the thing that I just really get stuck with is when I start getting into here and I just start rushing through at the end. So, I mean, yeah, it's total Whoopi Goldberg moment, right? So, I mean, but the big thing is though, is that's where I just need to make sure that I just pump the brakes, I slow down a little bit, and I just do a better job explaining things. So I don't want anyone to think that this was misleading. And just to show everyone I'm not like full of crap, you can see it right now. Let's go to the videos just to show everyone. I've already yanked the video. It is gone. It got 261 views. I yanked it instantly. Like, so just throwing it out there for everyone. And seriously, like, you know, and I do appreciate the support on saying, hey, like, you know what I mean? Like, making mistakes, everyone makes mistakes. Like, I understand that. I really hold myself to a higher professional standard. And this was me rushing just to get a video out there without really going through the full thing. The whole idea for me was to get the video done. It was pretty close to like 11 o'clock my time. I wanted to get it done. And I had other stuff I wanted to do, and I screwed up. I totally screwed up. I need to make sure that when I knock these videos out that I keep them as a priority, and I push everything else around it. So I did. I really wanted to come out here and just to let everyone know that I did mess up. I've got it in the title. Like I said, the video is yanked. You could see it up on the screen right now. It is yanked. It is knocked off to private. I'm gonna really contemplate. And thank you, Luan. I totally appreciate that. But yeah, like I said, it's yanked. 260 people saw it. And you can even see, I don't know if Bob's comment will show up on here. Like, all right, so Bob, like seriously, and you can call me out, Bob. Don't feel bad. And in Jersey Girl Knock, and this is what I'm talking about on the stream. I messed up a segment. Yeah, I have my wife. If you guys want my wife to proofread the videos, she will just like delete all of them. She is not a big crypto fan, so let's not have my wife do that. And Bob, no, seriously, Bob's right. Bob is totally right. And I did pull the video because it was misleading. And I just wanted like people out there, because you guys know, like I'll call out scammers and you know, stuff like that. And I got accused of some pretty rough stuff here lately. And that's why, like, when this mistake happened, I totally made sure that I just did not, like, I didn't let it slide. I yanked it right away. So Yeah, I just thought I would share that with someone. And Bob, seriously, no worries, man. Like this is like where professional courtesy comes in, Bob. Like I don't look at anyone bad for calling me out. Like I really I don't. I'm just being dead honest with you. People are welcome to call me out. I've made mistakes in the professional world, private world. Yeah, no wives, no kidding, right? No, my wife hates. Well, she doesn't hate it. She's just not a fan of crypto. So no, I probably shouldn't have my wife proofread my videos. But anyways, you know, I do. I just wanted to make sure that I got it out there, that I did make a mistake on it. I did fix the mistake. And no, that's actually, let's take that back. I didn't fix the mistake because you can't fix a mistake. You know what I mean? Just throwing it out there, like I did not fix it. I just tried to minimize the damage. So let's just call it for what it is. So I first wanted to say, though, that that Bob is the one that kind of got me rolling with this. Because when I'm trying to find where Bob's comments are, and oh, wait, yeah, that's right. If I've commented, it won't show. If I haven't commented, it's already here. I think I have to go into the video. But if I go into the video and it is private, like I said, I'm not going to show up. But I'm just going to kind of show you guys what happened. There was Bob's comments were in here, and I can't find them now, dude. Like, I can't find them. But anyways, I read the comments right away from Bob. I commented back on it, yanked the video down, end of story. So there you go. No, in MetaMan, Bob can totally grill me. Like, that's what I actually wanted to let everyone know. And the big point of this was, A, I made a mistake. B, you guys are the fact checkers. You guys are what keep me honest and keep me real. And seriously, total honest mistake. So no, don't hold back, you know, for the Bob Spades of the world and all that stuff. Like, yeah, Truck Trudeau, right? You know, for all that going on, seriously, like, you don't give people passes and forgiveness on this, right? You have to hold them accountable. And I think as much as this was like a bad lesson to go through live, I can tell you that it's important to hold yourself accountable to that professional standard. Ant did buy MoneyGram. They bought him a while ago. They bought him in 2017. All right, Jersey girl. And I'm glad you're chiming in on this, because you're actually the perfect audience that I wanted to reach with this live stream. They were bought in 2017, okay, by Ant Financial. Ant Financial is owned by Alibaba, right? Chinese company. Now, Ant Financial's mission is really good. They're just like Stellar in terms of bringing global equality, you know, and the whole thing, right, about it is, and the whole missing point of the story, the whole missing segment has to do with China's policies and, you know, like the politics of China and how that's affecting the world, right? How does it affect current politics in the United States and potential upcoming politics in the United States? And that whole segment's gone. So when you watch the video, you could tell the story's missing. Like, it literally, like, the story's missing. When you watch it and you're like, you jump from one segment to the next, you could see where I missed it. So, and yeah, Bob, totally learn and live. My favorite quote is by Mark Twain, and that is, continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. I'm a Lean Six Sigma guy myself, so this is going to be one where, you know, maybe my learning point here is just making sure I take my time. You know what I mean? When I do these, I got to be honest with you. I was trying to get 2 videos done in one day, and I just rushed this second one out. This first one I did this morning, maybe like 8, 9 o'clock or something like that. And this one I was working on over last night. And I just tried to do too much in one day too soon. And so because of that, I have to suffer the consequences of, you know what I mean, just dealing with this stuff. So yeah, if you guys got questions, comments regarding that kind of stuff, let me know. I will gladly be open and honest about it. But I figure while I got everyone live right now, if you guys want to go on to other topics, you'll greatly do it. If you want to call me out, you're very welcome to do it. I don't mind. I'll be humble about it and just kind of figure out, you know, what the F word is going on. So other than that, let's just get to some comments. And again, please feel free to say whatever you want. I don't worry about it, like in terms of like a personal space. So yeah, let's get to some comments real quick, and we'll stream for a while. I don't mind. Yeah, this is a way I'll try to make it up to y'all. And you can't make up mistakes, but at least what I can do is try to, you know what I mean, try to at least make it a little bit better by clarifying, you know. So like if people are watching, I can give you guys some insight and whatnot. No, in Barno it was, and it even says it on the video, and that's why it's really cool that like I do link the articles in the description below, because it's in the description. And the thing, Barno, that I messed up on is I left a whole segment out tying the politics to it. There's a whole segment talking about the Chinese companies that own it and how is this tying into politics here in the West, and I just kind of messed that one up. And Rob, so the full story with MoneyGram, right, is MoneyGram is the same. Everything with MoneyGram is the same, but basically, how are politics going to shape things? And thanks, Bob, and thanks for understanding, and thank you for calling me out. I do appreciate that, Bob. But no, Rob, the big story is just how are politics, right, with a Chinese-owned company, and now, we've got midterm elections coming up, we've got Biden executive orders coming up. How is politics going to affect MoneyGram going forward, right? I mean, with them being owned, by a Chinese company, right? I mean, Ant Financial, which is owned by Alibaba, you could see that being kind of a conflict of interest here in terms of politics, right? And maybe not conflict of interest, but definitely some different politics there involved. So, and that's kind of where I screwed up, Meta Man. Like, this was legit. Like, it was a good video minus my mess up, because it starts making me wonder about that. And that's what I wanted to do, was I wanted to start getting everyone to start thinking about China. And, is China going to start swaying things a little bit? And if you've got China, going, hey, the U.S. is going to drag their feet when it comes to crypto, right? Because we talked about that. We've talked about how, with Biden and the executive orders and all that, how this could really, really delay things, right? I mean, when we look at the time frame, okay, and let's just fix our hitbox right now. When we look at this, right, and we're right here in this current phase. When we look at this delay, I mean, we could easily see this delay pushing news out. So because there's a delay in the West, specifically with the United States, what is going to happen with China going forward? All right. So I am very curious about that. And that was the whole point of the story. All right. The results mark back-to-back weeks of decline. Okay, cool. But so yeah, that's just what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to get everyone else out there to see how everyone feels about this, to see what's going on. And honestly, just to apologize for just a mistake that I made. Some of the other things I know that y'all have been asking about, you've been asking a lot about these liquidity pool concerns. I did bring up some concerns regarding liquidity pools, and just, you could tell that they're flat. I mean, you could just literally tell that they are flat, right? The interest in liquidity pools and even the volume in liquidity pools is just, it's quiet. It is. It's very, very quiet. So I don't know. I mean, you guys let me know. I mean, what are your thoughts regarding all of this? What are your thoughts regarding stories like this going forward? Yeah, it's big stuff, because when we do start peeling back the layer of the onion, when we do start talking about Chinese companies owning MoneyGram, Chinese companies, right, like Ant Financial, that has a huge market presence, 2.5 billion users, 350,000 locations. And yeah, John Morgan, that was actually the point of the video, and I'm glad you brought that up. The new triangle: Russia, China, Middle East, North Africa. That is exactly what the point I wanted to bring on that was, that you have some politics lining up here, right? I mean, that's the actual case here, and we could do this, right? And like I said, I do apologize about earlier, everyone. That's seriously my mistake on this one. And you can tell it really bothers me. This actually really does bother me quite a bit. So yeah, we right, you can see Russia, China, right? Their policies. You can see some policies over here that are very similar, right? That group right here. Now, and it's going to happen. There's some big politics that they're going to be fighting over on this side. All right? On this side of it. So, and Sergio Najar, I really appreciate it. And seriously, like, don't give me a pass. I'm being dead honest with you. Don't give me a pass. Hold me to a higher standard. This is exactly how I was when I ran manufacturing plants when I worked in the private sector. If I made a mistake, you bet your butt I was in front of employees telling them. Seriously, like, that's what I did. I've made mistakes, man. So I do appreciate the support regarding that. But what really has me wondering about this whole MoneyGram and China thing is it's this control of money, right? Between, your Western countries and again, I mean, I don't want to go to communist countries, but, you kind of see a trend here. All right. And we got some really good comments regarding this whole MoneyGram in China thing. And thank you guys for commenting on this. Duckley says, I think it's a good thing. Alibaba is like the Chinese Amazon, retail cross-border payments. Yeah, exactly. And that's the idea, right? So if we're looking at this, you know, and let's look at this, okay, because remember, we have international viewers on this channel. All right, it's not just in the United States, okay? But I want you to think about this. If you have the United States, Canada, right, kind of doing some, let's be honest here, with their policies and politics, and realistically, let's just keep the focus on the United States. If the United States is kind of, you know, button heads with the whole like Russia, China, Middle East, right? I mean, that's kind of a horrible thing today. And Barno chimes in. By the way, Klaus, I got my first order of magnets today. I now have 4 magnets on my fridge. Barno, I knew they were out there. It just took like, what, 2+ months? I sent Barno 2 sets of magnets. One of them he didn't get and we were waiting on. So I sent the second one. The second one he got real quick. He just now got the first set, and I think that was what, like almost like 2 months later? Probably pretty close to like 2 months later. So I'm glad you got the magnets, Barno. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I've got them right here. I have fridge magnets. It's the logo that we use for the live streams, all right? It is the Drink Beer and Talk Crypto Family Hobbies and Cards fridge magnet. So I am very glad that Barno got his second set of magnets. So now, Barno, you can put it on the car, the fridge, and you can even spare 1 or 2 and put it on the neighbor's car, right? I mean, you could spread the word that way too. But I'm kind of seeing like a crypto war play out, and MetaMan said that, crypto wars, right? We've got a real big issue here because think, we're dealing with issues with Russia and Ukraine. And we know right now why that's happening, right? I mean, they're trying to force the hand. Let's be real here. All right. And Sniff says all these governments are ran by Israel. Israel does not mess around, let me tell you. But think about this. The pressure that you're seeing with Russia and Ukraine right now, all right? They're just trying to force someone's hand into action. This is very, very similar to what you see in the Middle East, where they try to force people into action. That is very, very common here. Very, very common here, all right? And so now I'm kind of looking at this going, man, you know, we've got Russia, we've got China, you know, and then we've got kind of the United States. Are we going to see politics mess this up? Now, as a Stellar holder, right? It's a total fight for crypto domination because it's going to be the control of money. And what's going to be next after that is going to be quantum computing, right? They're going to fight for quantum computing. But think about what we're talking about right now, all right? You have, and this is what's kind of cool, okay? So even if you are a Stellar Lumens fan and you live in the United States, and even if Joe Biden, with his executive order, does a little overreach, let's be real careful, all right? Let's be real careful here. But even if the United States, all right, says, you know what, with this executive order, we're going to tax it harder, right? We're gonna put more regs in, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So even if we have some bearish news there, you still are gonna have these countries here that are gonna be pushing for crypto dominance. Very much careful for pushing crypto dominance. So again, the more the US delays and the more our political system delays results, because that's what we talked about. It's the delays. You know? And that's kind of something that bothers me about this. It's these delays. It's when we start looking at how long, not to get the executive order out, because the executive order is going to come out most likely in a few weeks, but to push it out, right? The actual effects of the executive order, to push it out into July, August, September, that can be these delays. While the U.S. waits for these delays to be implemented, we can easily see, I like that one. We can easily see these countries here moving forward. And Coach MC, thank you for that. And like I said, I messed up. And as soon as I messed up, I got up on here. Like 5 minutes worth, man. 5 minutes. And it's still a mess up. I shouldn't have even messed up in the first place. I really try to aim for perfection. So that's why I'm on here streaming live right now, hanging out with you guys, explaining any questions, and talking about what the real point of the video was going to be. The real point of the video was, as the delays here happen, are these countries, right? Especially China, Russia, are they going to take advantage of this? And that's part of the problem, right? Part of the problem is in the United States, right? These delays in policies, right? These political delays just cause time, okay? Think about this, all right? Who owns most of the mining rights, especially diamond mining rights and gold mining rights in Africa? Anyone? No, I'm not going to give you much of a chance to answer, but it's China. China got there first and put the money in there first, right? And again, it's all about time and it's all about delays. All right? That's the big thing, is if the United States delays, but China's like, you know what, screw it. Let's keep putting our money into Africa. Let's keep putting our money into gold, diamond mines. China's been buying gold left and right? They've been using our debt, right? All the interest we pay on the debt that we owe to China, they're using to buy gold. So you're seeing a huge financial battle from China, Russia, right? That kind of triad we like to talk about, and the United States. Huge financial battle going on with this. And that was the actual point of the video. And that's where, again, I messed up. There's a whole segment missing in the video, and when you watch it, the continuity is not there. It makes sense, but the continuity is just not there. MetaMan X says, it's crazy everybody's hating on the U.S. Even people in government hate the U.S. We need them to set term limits and get rid of these traders. Yeah, term limits, you bet your butt, man. If we had term limits, we could get rid of a lot of these entrenched politicians. You are completely right. I am 100% agree with you. We need to get term limits. End of story. And we also need to get it where I can type, all right? We need term limits. All right? Because that's what's delaying the big part of this right now, is we don't have term limits. All right, that is huge. So MetaMan X, yes, you are extremely correct. Because of that, because of all these delays, you're going to see China and Russia, all right, swooping in and taking over, all right? And we got Rob Radnich chimes in, I'm the cup is half full kind of guy, and I think the EO might be a good thing that pushes politicians into real action that helps crypto, not just the banks. And Rob, seriously, you're right with that, okay? And here's why, all right? And I want everyone out there to think about Dr. Green Thumb. Seriously, think about cannabis in the United States. Thank you, Sniff. I think we know who you're talking about, all right? Good one, Barno. I like that one. That made me feel better today. That actually made me feel really good. But yeah, that's right. Think about cannabis in the United States. Okay, that's a states' rights versus national rights, country rights thing, right? Where states are doing it on their own without the help of the U.S. government. So when Rob is saying, hey, the executive order, and pardon the dogs, the executive order might be a good thing. No, the executive order is going to be a good thing. Doggy, stop. Because think about it this. The dogs are freaking out. The mail lady must have just come by. Doggies, stop. Give me a split second. All right, sorry about that. But anyways, getting back to it. Yes, the executive order is going to make things happen. All right. And then what's going to happen, though, is you're going to have two things. You're going to have the people that go, hey, we like this. We can work with this. Or we're going to have the people that are going to be like, hey, we don't like this. Let's fight it in the courts, and how do we make it better? An executive order is better than nothing because the United States is seriously lacking crypto and crypto regulation. We are so far behind in the majority of the world regarding crypto regulation right now. With the SEC, the IRS, both of them having zero, like they're just not lined up, right? Zero continuity between the two. Huge problem with that, zero continuity between the two. So yeah, I do. Executive order will happen, but then you're going to have the people that fight it and then the people that work within it. But the nice thing is once you know what a law is, you know how to work around it, right? Sorry about that, Sniff. Yeah, I think it was the post lady that came in. She was delivering goods from an Alibaba ship, right? I mean, I think that's how it works. But that's kind of my thing. All right, is I'm with Rob on this. I want to see regs come in, but not smothering regs. But I want to see regs to come in just to kind of give us just a general direction of where we're going with this, right? Where are we taking this? Okay, how are we? Are we looking at this as, are we going to tax it higher? Because if we tax it higher, does that mean now we're going to take money away from crypto and we're going to run it into stocks? Maybe we're going to run it more into real estate, because we've seen a shift to real estate. I don't know how many of you out there like follow, you know, like private equity groups and stuff like that. Private equity groups have been ramping up their real estate. I mean, ramping up their real estate. So, you know, is that where we're going to see money start flowing next? That's kind of something that I've been wondering about. And I've been wondering about it because of the example with China. All right. That was the whole idea with the story. And that's where I messed up. I had a good story and I screwed it up. Hey, there's our money tumbling example. You guys like that one. That one was actually pretty cool. But that's oh, hey, that's a funky link right there. How did I get that one? That's kind of weird. But anyways, yeah, so that's what we want to talk about. Jimmer365 says, hopefully the executive order will help deter and control the growth of all these scams. And that is part of the problem too. Part of the problem is these scams are rampant. These scams are all over the place. And maybe that's what we're going to see. You know, maybe they're going to start going after these exchanges. I mean, to be honest with you, how successful are these exchanges if we're seeing liquidity just pulled and pulled and pulled further away? If we're learning, right, that trading bots, right, voting bots screwed certain elections over for certain tokens, right? These are all things that regulation could hopefully help, and we could hopefully stifle some of this stuff. Now, just remember that we don't want regulation to go totally crazy, but we do want regulation, though, to start eliminating some of this junk that's out there. All right. Some of these programs that are out there that don't even have white papers, but they ask for your money. That's the kind of stuff that I'm hoping regulations tackle. And Rob's got some good comments regarding this. Rob says, I want regs that don't attack DeFi and don't just support bank CBDCs. And that's the thing, right? Right, Rob? We could look at it, almost think we could see a legislation regarding CBDCs really or easily, right? Because that's kind of like a fork. We could see that happening. But if you stifle DeFi too much, you can really crunch a lot of these payment rails. Like you can really, really crunch a lot of these payment rails. All right. And that's kind of where I think, you know, on a high level, if we get some regs in, this is going to help all of us out. Because remember, you have companies out there that don't even have white papers that are asking for your money. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Okay. So like, here's one of them. Okay. And you guys are going to love this. And I'm not trying to beat up on people, but a quick update from the Seesaw team. In the last 24 hours, we noticed some intermittent website issues in the form of 5XX responses. Well, this was due to a large amount of website traffic and increased buying pressure. So now they're faking that there's increased buying pressure. I mean, I don't know. Like, and that's right. So that's where I'm kind of hoping. And thank you, MetaMan. Thank you for watching. Like I said, I'm not going to go too long in this one. I just wanted to jump on and make sure I shared with everyone. But it's something where I'm looking at this and going, God, this is horrible. I mean, this is just horrible. And people are out there calling them a scam. I mean, it's just what this is. It is just a scam. End of story. Too many red flags, all of this one. There's direct purchase, very new, no contract, no white paper, no team info, docs, or cert, beware. This is exactly what we're talking about. And you know what? I completely agree. I do. So yeah, maybe, and that's the whole point of all this, all right? The whole point of all this was to see what is going to happen with China and the United States. Jimmer365 chimes in, do you think they would ever publish a list of approved tokens or require levels of approval to get on the list? That was something, Jimmer, that was actually brought up in the first crypto hearing with Stellar in Congress, okay? That was actually the one that Donnell Dixon from Stellar Development Foundation was on. That one right there, that actually was about that, all right? That was one of the things they said is think of like a movie rating, right? Hey, you're welcome to go to movies, but hey, if it's R-rated, we're going to let you know. If it's PG-13, G-rated, whatever, right? Should we have a rating system on crypto? The only problem is, though, is when you start doing that kind of stuff, right? When you start doing that, are we picking winners and losers? And that's where Rob and I have had quite an extensive conversation is we got to make sure that government's not picking winners or losers. That's a big concern right now. And Sniff says, if I'm being honest, Stellar Lumens leadership is poor. I think part of the problem, Sniff, that and a lot of us, a lot of us are getting into this, okay? And a lot of us are seeing this. Okay, I want you to tell me this. Who is out there promoting Stellar? Think about it, all right? I mean, like, and I'm being God honest with truthful with everyone here. Think about who is promoting Stellar, all right? I want you to take Litemint as an example, okay? And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to OpenSea, all right? In Litemint, all right, who are your big names? And I'm talking not big names in Litemint, but big names in general that are now on Litemint. I mean, I could wait for a long, long time, but you go to OpenSea, all right? You go to OpenSea and then you find out, dude, you've got all sorts of people hopping in. And yes, you have people shilling OpenSea projects. I get that. That's kind of the problem, okay? That is definitely part of the problem. But big artists, big names are into OpenSea. Big marketing, big words, stuff like that. But look at Litemint. It's not the same thing. The quality of art is even different. And the number is different. I mean, and check it out. So I did a video with Litemint regarding their stats. Dude, it's awesome. 12,159 unique items have been minted. 14,000 items sold. Dude, that is nothing compared to OpenSea. I mean, look at some of these collections, what they're bringing. I mean, you're talking just 10,000 items from one collection. All right, one collection. So you can totally see that the marketing, the word, and this is what Sniff's talking about, all right? Sniff said, Stellar leadership is poor. It's the ecosystem itself, too. It's not just leadership. Now, leadership can fix it by doing some really good marketing, but they're going to have to get people over. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm super excited that in the course of Lifetime's history, they've sold 14,000 pieces. Dude, you go to OpenSea, and I mean, we're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands. That is dramatically different, all right? And Duckley says you are. Yeah, I'm trying to spread the word. Like I am. I'm really trying to spread the word regarding Stellar. But there's not a lot out there. You know, so Sniff, and Sniff says, still holding, but every day I think about apping into other projects. And I think that's part of the problem, right? Part of the problem is the longer that Stellar goes into these phases where we don't see action, people are going... Yeah, some guy promoting. That's good. I like that, Michael. That was funny. That made me laugh. I needed that today. But it's Sniff has got it right. The longer this drags out, the worse this puts pressure on Stellar, the more that people are going to bail. Look at your volume right here in the run-up, and I'll make sure I move it over on the screen so y'all can see it. Look at the volume on the run-up, and look what we've had now. Nothing with volume. 300 million, 400 million, you know, go back to here, you're talking 2.4 billion, 3.2 billion, 1.3, 1.4, 1.3. Big difference, big difference in volume. And so, Sniff, you're totally right. The longer this bear pressure goes on, the worse it is going to be for Stellar holders. All right, I can tell you this from a view standpoint. All right, just like a legit, like a view analytics standpoint for this channel. When Stellar's price goes down, people unsub and people stop watching. And I don't know if they come back. I don't know if they come back to Stellar. There's a whole bunch of people out there that are like, hey, you know, I've been waiting for Stellar to hit for such a long time during all this. I could have made my money elsewhere. Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20. I'm not going to argue that with anyone. But you don't know what's going to hit. You don't know what's not going to hit. But this delay is definitely shaking out a lot of people. It's really shaking out a lot of people. Let me see if I can, let me see this. Okay, give me a moment here. Let's go to Stock Twits because they got some really cool analytics that I like doing this. And Michael O2 says some guy called Mr. Nasty is promoting Stellar. And for those that don't know what the F word I am talking about, I am Mr. Nasty on the actual Discord server. All right. But anyways, yeah. Talking Litemint, we're talking OpenSea, we're talking about how the Ethereum chain has just got more action. Just got way more action, and it is frustrating. I'm very frustrating. XRP Crypto Swan says, look, U.S. regulations are not world regulations. Many countries have already decided that they will use crypto for CBDCs. Current lawsuit against Ripple is a facade. XRPL will be the ledger of ledgers, one true ledger to run them all. And that's true. The United States is not the whole world, but we've seen how United States controls a big chunk of the market. There's a lot of money in the United States, okay, that won't be going into crypto if they keep dragging this out. And so one of the things I like to look at, okay, and this is kind of just to give everyone a little bit of a chance here, okay, just so you can see some different stats, all right, because we always like to go different stats on this channel. All right, so we've got stock twits up on the screen right now, okay, and there was, and I just saw it for a split second, and then it went away on my screen, but there's a thing that you could see what their interest is. Here we go, message volume. Look at this. Look at the message volume of Stellar over the last month. 750 messages a day to 140. All right. So my point is, the longer that we have these delays right here, right? Executive orders, blah, blah, blah. It is shaking a ton of people out. It is shaking a lot of new investment money, and it is pushing money into other directions, plain and simple. And when you start looking at some of the other stats, like here's stock twits, right? Huge stock messaging board, okay? Look at the volume of messages right here. All right, and this is daily messages, by the way. I mean, at some point in time, they had 750 daily messages, and now we're down to 140. And this is just since the beginning of December, all right? Another one to look at is sentiment, all right? If people are measuring things as bullish or bearish, all right? We've got 2 months on the screen right now. Check it out. Red is bearish. The more red you see, the more bearish the public is about a particular item. So you can actually see over time, especially since the 7th of January, we have seen way more people with a bearish attitude regarding Stellar. And if we go to where the 7th of January is right here. I've got it right here up on the screen. So it's even before a bigger drop. That was at 25 cents. All right, and now you know we're back down to 19. So you can see that over time, it has started eroding the strength of these. I can tell you viewership. Viewers are nowhere near as big as what they were in December, November. It's very different. This current phase that's going in right now is shaking out a ton of people. And all the people that it's shaking out, the bigs are buying. Plain and simple, the bigs are buying. So all of this negative sentiment that you see, the fact that you see message volume, right? These are like organic stats of like how people feel, right? This is about Stellar, but outside of Stellar, okay? You could see there is just a general, just blah. People aren't happy with it. So David Baker says, what does the roadmap say that they are working on? They are working on scalability, smart contracts, and marketing. Those are the big things that Stellar is working on right now. Scalability, marketing, smart contracts, okay? And if you're wondering where to get that information, remember any article you see is linked in the description below. All right, so and I have that up here. Give me a second here. We have that where everyone will know. Give me a second here. Everyone will know soon. Let's go to that one, and I have the roadmap up on here. I'll put it up on the screen just so you guys can see what the roadmap is for 2022. Quick moment here. All right, so we can paste that down. Let's paste it and go. All right, cool. All right, so here you go, David. David Baker asks, what is the roadmap looking like? So again, here are the big ones: building blocks, interoperability, and inclusion. All right, and here are the 3. Increasing network scalability and network inclusion, right? Scalability, we know that they always want to be ahead. Activating more network participation through ecosystem input and engagement. This is huge. All right, driving greater commitment and ownership within the ecosystem. That's a lot. All right, this is a lot. And then the last one, demanding and promoting diversity and inclusion. We already know what that's all about. This is big. So when you look at it, you can actually go into each one of these. All right, and XRP Crypto Swan, I am a hodler, so I just want to let everyone else out there. I buy. Even if they go down, I buy. All right. So yeah, so increased scalability, network innovation, smart contracts, right? Increase in ecosystem engagement. We talked about that. The ecosystem of Stellar is not big. Litemint is their NFT source. Litemint is happy that they have 12,159 unique items. Dude, some of these owners have 125,000 items. And David Baker says, thanks. In my opinion, they need to get going. Yeah, they do. They need to get going with their advertising. And that was something else I wanted to talk about, okay? For those of you that did not catch it, I don't know if you saw the story regarding this. It says billions coming soon, XLM Lumens up there, okay? Stellar just had a tweet, all right? Let's make sure I put that up on the screen right now. Stellar had a tweet regarding marketing, and it was a really good catch by someone else out there. All right, here is their tweet regarding marketing. Attention Stellar-based projects, FDS. And yes, Ashke, we are. As soon as I get off of this, all right? As soon as I get off of this, we were talking. I just needed to fix something. But Stellar says, yeah, attention Stellar-based projects. There are grants regarding the marketing program. You could click on that, and now you can apply for these grants online. All right. So, and yeah, Shashke, we are definitely talking. As soon as I get off live, I will talk to you about stuff. I have not forgotten you. I'm just trying to fix things right now. So, yeah, I mean, this is what Stellar has to do. So now, if Stellar in 2022 does not, I repeat, if Stellar in 2022 does not start getting more of their name out there, does not start growing more of their ecosystem. Now, granted, I don't think their ecosystem is going to be as big as an Ethereum one. But man, they got to start doing something. They got to start doing something going forward. That is just the nature of the beast regarding this. And the stats show it, right? The stats show that if we look at things like StockTwit's sentiment, you can see a lot more people are bearish than bullish. If you look at their message volume, less people are participating. And I don't know how many of you out there are Redditors. If you go on the Stellar and XLM subreddit, there's way less people using it right now. Let me just get a little comfortable here. There's way less people using it right now. So I mean, there's definitely some concerns. If Stellar doesn't do anything big, they're going to miss out on a lot. They are going to miss out on a bunch, and that's what has me concerned. That is really what has me concerned. All right. So when I look at this, when I look at the stats, and the other thing too is I don't know how many of you out there use Google Trends. Google Trends is like another really good one to use. You just have to make sure you use it in a like-to-like fashion. So let's enter a search term in. Let's just put Stellar. Actually, let's put XLM just for now, okay, as a search term, and let's see what that looks like. Same thing. Huge popularity in May, right? That was peak of popularity in May, but look what's happened. It's been a constant downturn. All right? A constant down run for Stellar. You know, and if the price keeps doing what the price is going to do, you're going to have less people interested. If you have less people interested, it's going to get harder to make the ecosystem grow. And let's just compare that. Let's just compare that to Lumens just to make sure that I'm not screwing it up. Same thing. You could see even the search term regarding Lumens. You know, and then just so that you guys know I'm not going crazy, let's just put BTC in. All right. Look what's happened here. All right. And let's do this. So you can see, obviously, people are searching Bitcoin way more. I understand that. But look at Bitcoin in general. They've had more interest as more negative news has come on. All right. That is, and my largest holding is not XLM. It is not. My largest holding is not XLM. XLM is, Stellar is the project I believe in the most. Like, from like what it does, what it's meant to do, I believe in that project the most. Like, that is something that, like, it's a personal belief of mine regarding Stellar. So let's see. Let's get back to it. It's this interest that makes me concerned, or lack of interest that makes me concerned. It's Stellar needs to come firing big with this marketing budget. It's the fact that other people are out there going, well, hey, other cryptos are hitting. Why isn't mine? And so, yeah, you are definitely seeing some erosion of the market in regards to Stellar. You are definitely seeing that right now. All right. And that's something that I want everyone to think about. You know, if we drag this out, say another month or two, let's just kind of look at it this way, okay? Let's go back to the chart. If we drag this out another month or two, all right, of just garbage pricing and garbage pressure, because we're right here, all right? If we drag this out like another month, what is going to happen? And no, my largest is not Doge. I assure you, my largest is not Doge. And regarding my own personal investments, like I'm not going to go into them because those are my choices. I just like Stellar because it's the project. Like I really do. I love the idea of helping the underbanked. But the thing I'm concerned with is what if we do delay this? You know, you got Biden's executive order. It's going to move the market one way or another. It just depends on, you know, how rough the orders are. But then, I mean, if we got 6 months of delays before action, then what are we going to do? That's a huge worry that I have. You know, the society that we're in right now, okay? And this is just as a whole. This is not a United States thing. This is society as a whole. Society as a whole wants big money. They want big money and they want money fast. But look at this. Give us details, please. Like, I mean, you have people here that are totally into this stuff, right? Like, oh, everything won't for me. If you want 5% added, use my code, doc, blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, cool. The problem is the majority of people out there that are getting into crypto want these fast hits. They want, I mean, read these things here. I mean, this company doesn't even have a white paper. And yet people are like, hey, I want to know more about your company. Like, dude, come on, or I want to invest in you. Why can't I invest in you? That's the big problem we have with blockchain is a lot of people want the instant hit. And since Stellar hasn't had the instant hit, people just, they kind of get bored with it. It's just human nature. They get bored with it. Jack Taylor chimes in my view, they need a new marketing strategy. Look at their view of videos and tweets. And Jack Taylor, thank you so much for saying that. Let's do that, okay? And we had this on the stream the other day. We talked about this, all right? When you look at their videos, right now they have 7,800 subs, all right? That's more than what we got. I mean, that's more than what we got, right? In terms of subs to this channel. This channel's got like 4,000. But when you go to their About tab, their page itself only has 159,000 views. We are at over 440,000 views right now. As a channel. And the channel here is only a year old. So, I mean, that has me concerned. Let me see if I'll bring it up here. Nope, that's the wrong one. But that is a huge thing. So in terms of what Jack Taylor says, that they need a new marketing strategy, look at their videos and tweets. Yeah, that's a very good observation. They only have 159,000 views, and their site is from 2015. They're essentially just, if you were to do linear math over the last 6-7 years, at 7 years, they're at like, what, 25,000 views a month? Or 25,000 views a year? Yeah, that's bad. That is really bad. And as you can see, I'm sub 2, obviously, to them. But that's my point. I mean, so you're talking 25,000 views a month. This channel gets about 100,000 views a month. So think of the difference, right? I'm a channel that covers Stellar. Stellar themselves are only getting 25,000 views a year is what Stellar is getting. So they definitely aren't getting the word out there. And in fact, some of their biggest and best videos, okay? Let me go to the video section here. Some of their biggest and best videos, like their fourth quarter review only has 817 views. That's not going to do much at all. I mean, their Meridian playlist ended up being pretty good, right? I mean, they had some good views on that. All right, this was the video right here with MoneyGram. It was Danelle Dixon and MoneyGram. It's got 1,400 views, but that was November 18th. I mean, that's the problem. That is a huge problem with this. All right, and think about it. So this video right here had 1,444 views. It's like 4 months old. And the best part is, at the end of the video, they sneak in little gems like this telling you who is going to be in the MoneyGram and Stellar partnerships. And yet it only has 1,444 views. So yeah, I think marketing is the biggest problem. And Nee says, but they still got millions in savings for their marketing, right? So it has to go once, but when? And it does. It does have to go. And Stellar wants to spend the money. All right? They want to spend the money. And you can actually track that stuff. All right? We can actually track to see, all right, where these the marketing budgets are. We have the wallets for it. All right, we do. We have the 2 wallets for it that we can track to see when they are spending money. All right, and let me pull those wallets up because we can track them and see what we're looking at here. Just give me 1 second, and I'm just going to pull that file up. And just remember, any article you see in this video, not this video, but ones up on the screen, are linked in the description below. All right, so let me see if I could find the 2 Stellar wallets, because that was something that I wanted to get into. Was exactly that, was some of these wallets and what they're going to do, right? So let's do that. It's this video right here. This is where the Stellar wallets are. So I've got the 2 Stellar marketing wallets up right now. And this grant that they're doing is a $6 billion grant. This is different than Stellar's direct marketing grant. All right. So they have 1.97 billion lumens in their main account. And in their hot account, last time we checked, they had 19 million and change lumens. So essentially, they've got 1.98 billion lumens ready for marketing for Stellar. All right. So, sorry about that, everyone. Let me go paste and go. That is not what you wanted to see. All right. And this one, here you go. You can see it right now. They haven't spent any money. I've got it up on the screen. There are 2 wallets. All right. You can see in the last month, they haven't spent any money out of their hot marketing account. And let's go to their main marketing account. Their main marketing account, they've actually added some to it, which is good. All right. So, I mean, they're moving money, they're getting rid of it, but they haven't spent yet. They need to do it soon. They need to do it soon, because I honestly believe if Stellar keeps dragging their feet, more and more people are going to just become disinterested. They're going to look at this and say, well, I can't wait a year. Hey, if I put my money somewhere else for a year, I could have made 10, 20, 30, 40% somewhere else. That's the way people think, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I hindsight it too. I hindsight it all the time, and I'm like, man, if I would have held out longer with Decentraland, I could have really cleared it. Yeah, I know. And if a frog had wings, he wouldn't bump his ass every time he hopped, okay? Just remember, a little Wayne's World quote for everyone out there. Back to the comments. Let's see. So, Vegan Habibi Justin says, wait, what happened to the video just posted? I made a mistake on the video, Habibi Justin. So, and that's what the live stream was for here. There was a segment that I did not add. It was I made a mistake in the editing, a serious mistake. So I yanked the video. I don't know if I'm going to make the second one. I might. I don't know. I messed up. Pretty simple. Let's see. So Jason or Ashke Sharma says, I'm wondering, how do they have 732,000 followers on Twitter? Is Twitter just showing us fake followers because they got nothing on YouTube? Exactly. They don't. I mean, their Twitter section versus what they got on here, very, very different. And when it comes to views, right, their main views for their main page, think YouTube, right? And this is what's really cool about YouTube. YouTube has a translate service. They do. They have a translate service. All right. So that means any video that I put out now, YouTube will translate for me. And that's marketing for all over the world. Stellar could do the same thing. They could make more videos. I mean, and the problem is that the majority of their videos just don't have many views, period. Look, a yield blocks demo only got 639 views. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's not enough to drive growth of a coin through marketing, through effective marketing like that. That's just not enough people being into it. Let's see. We got Duckley says they need to bud some airtime for NFL Super Bowl commercials. Yes, I was talking about that too. Are we going to see some crypto commercials this year in the Super Bowl? Right? I mean, we see FTX advertised on all the umpires for MLB. Are we going to see something cool? Right? Crypto.com Stadium. I mean, some cool stuff that could happen this year. And we're going to go till 2 o'clock because I do have to catch up and catch up with some calls and get stuff done today. So we'll go to 2 o'clock today, Eastern Standard Time. And let me just put that in the comments real quick here because I do have to catch up on stuff. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There we go. Okay, back to the comments here. Jason Hughes says, none of the ISO coins over $1. Retail will not move the ISO market. Banks in the SEC, or not SEC. Once the SEC gives us like the green thumb, hedge fund money will move in. Hedge fund money can move markets like you've never seen before. There's a lot, and think about it. What do hedge funds do? They just answer to their owners, right? Their customers. So when the customers are like, yo, I heard this coin is good. Can you move my money into it? Hedgies don't care. They'll move it. And that's how it happens. And XRP Crypto Swan says, no crypto commercial this year. It would be cool to see one. I would love to see one in the Super Bowl. I'd love to see a big one in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I would like to see it. Because, hey, if they're going to spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands for each one of these influencers just to pump scam tokens, don't you think they could at least do a legit crypto ad like in the Super Bowl? I mean, just throwing it out there. And people move banks. That's another good way to say it, Duckley. So, yeah, I mean, that's what we're going on. We're talking about ecosystem. We're talking about Stellar. We're talking about how Litemint, right? 12,000 unique items. Litemint is growing. But when you compare it to OpenSea, you're like, whoa, buddy, you've got a ways to go. And we tied that into Stellar's roadmap, all right? And their roadmap talks big about marketability, expanding capacity, scalability, network participation. Yeah, and thank you about that. So Nee says, but their thumbnails and titles, it's not like it pulls attention. If I wouldn't watch you, I wouldn't think it is an ad. And that's kind of, you're right. I mean, they don't. In fact, like their commercial, they had a commercial that they launched in Meridian. And let me see if I have it up here. I believe it's in this playlist. Let me see here. I believe it's in this playlist, and it was really, really good commercial. I have it. It's about 2 minutes and some change long. I bet you I got it in my favorites up here. I've got a whole bunch of YouTube in my favorites, as you can obviously see. Yeah, and I've got the MoneyGram pilot in there. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff. Well, anyways, I guess that's right. It is. It is kind of bland. It's just kind of not out there to capture attention, and that makes me a little nervous. You know, you are right. When I look at their titles, their thumbnails, I'm like, okay, you really think that's going to be big? I mean, think about it. I just did a January review, all right? I just did a January review regarding Stellar. And my January review has more views than what Stellar's fourth quarter review is. That's directly from Stellar. That's crazy. That is totally crazy. There is something just totally disconnected right now with Stellar not putting the word out there and the need for them to. And don't get me wrong, it's important that they build things first before they advertise, because you don't want to advertise a piece of crap. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about this. This company here spent money on advertising. They don't even have a white paper. You don't want to do that, all right? But on the same flip side of that, Stellar needs to start moving their butt and getting the marketing out there. Stellar needs to start doing this and getting people to understand what they are, what their product is, what their capability is. They also have to take advantage of free marketing, YouTube channels. If you use a YouTube channel right, you can get a bunch of views. You can get a bunch of new people out there. Twitter is cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Twitter's cool. But it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. And again, it's still kind of dry. There's different markets out there. And that's where I'm hoping what Stellar does is they start using this marketing money to start getting the word out there to people. Start putting their name in front of community boards, message boards, more commercials, internet advertising, you name it. Just doing something to get the word out there. Because we've seen lately, all right? We've seen lately, as we start looking at the stats and analytics of Stellar, not the price, okay? Well, prices suck too. But when we start looking at message volume, and when we start looking at sentiment, we could see more people have become negative regarding Stellar. Less people are messaging. Less people are interested in it. Less people are watching this channel. I mean, that's crazy too. I mean, it's not crazy, but it makes sense. The coin doesn't go up in value. People don't want to watch a channel where they're like, hey, the coin doesn't go up in value. That's just how life is. So no, Stellar does have to hit on marketing, and I'm glad that we all got into that. And I'm glad we all kind of see and recognize that same thing, right? Because we haven't heard any, Jake Paul, Logan Paul's, talking about any project. Not that I want them to talk about Stellar, but oh my gosh, all they do is talk about, OpenSea and Ethereum and minting stuff. And all it's doing is bringing more money to Ethereum, even though gas fees are high, even though it takes a while for their transactions compared to Stellar. It's just how it is. The marketing is there. The hype is on the other chains, BNB, Binance. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of scams in there, but it still brings money to it. And the scams are wrong. You shouldn't have scams bringing money to it. But it's just there's more people, more users to it. So it's just something that's really bothered me here lately. It's really bothered me. And a lot of it has to do with what are we doing with the ecosystem, right? Is the ecosystem growing? All right. When we look at search terms, okay, when we look at search terms and we put in XLM, which is like one of the most common things to search for Stellar, you can see up on the screen, there was a lot of people searching interested about Stellar in April, May. And now it has declined to some of its lowest periods ever. All right. And real quick, we'll get caught up in the comments. And then what we'll do is we will go forward with this. And like I said, I got to get caught up on here. So we'll end at 2 p.m. We'll go to comments and then we'll log off here. Niece says, but their thumbnails and titles don't pull any attention. That is totally true. Alvons Bernardo says, looks like MoneyGram news, not a good effect for XLM, but we just wait because the MoneyGram project pilot is XLM. Yes. Ant Financial buying MoneyGram is extremely bullish for XLM. It is bullish, but Stellar needs to do stuff. And I'm on Nights. Good comment on here. I'm on Nights says Twitter really sucks for searching certain things. Have to add hashtags. No, it's true. And that's why I'm on Nights. That's why I like that you said that, because you can't just rely on your Twitter, because you're only going to get the people that use Twitter. All right. I've held back like on this account, right? I've held back on this account for doing Twitter for a long time. I focused mostly on Stellar. Well, now that I've gone to Twitter though, I've picked up some new viewers. I've picked up some new momentum. All right. So again, Stellar needs to look at it that way too. They have to look at their 7,000 subs on YouTube and the fact that they only have 159,000 views and really evaluate it. They really do. They have to evaluate their marketing, their budget, and they just need to get it going. They really do. So like I said, I was going to end it too. Wanted to thank everyone for the participation on this stream. So Klaus, Family Hobbies and Cards, I'm going to catch